Cheers. Cheers, bro. Cheers.
Over these last few days, I really haven't gotten a whole lot of footage because I've been very interested in just enjoying the city and town of Hoi An. It was a beautiful location with so many different types of people, very foreign, but also that rich cultural diversity of the Vietnamese. And it was just an ecstatic moment of these 4 days that I got to spend in that little town. Shout out to Riverside Dolphin Hostel, which is one of the largest hostels in Vietnam in Hoi An. And the amount of people that I had met and the blokes that I was drinking with and was able to go out and just enjoy the nightlife. Those moments where I was able to drive the motorcycle around the town and it be like I was one of the locals and stop in one of those alleys and eat pho and enjoy just having a moment to myself really was something special. I was just out waiting for my bus to come over to Hué, which is where I'm at now, and I had a whole birthday party at the bus stop with a guy named Lin who is turning 48 today. Thank you, Lin. Happy birthday to you, bro. And I hope that everything works out well for this year. And thank you, Hoi An, for hosting me, Riverside Dolphin Hostel, and everyone else that made this trip in Hoi An a dream.
So as we're headed up to Kim Phong Mountain, there's a small little pass on the highway. And it looked like there were some Buddhist monks that were dressed and they were almost like holding this little market, and maybe it's a weekend market that's used to build up money for the temples or something, I don't know, but there's a bunch of people that are turning out. It's almost like a farmer's market, and it actually is pretty cool. But I stopped the bike just to take a look and see exactly what we have going on, but they really don't even care. Haven't even looked at me twice, which is pretty nice. But the market's got a bunch of really fresh fruit, so let's go see what we have. Out of respect, obviously, I'm not going to go inside of the temple and record, but it definitely is a market for raising money, making money for the temple, and the donations obviously go a long way, I think, but it's very popular. We can see tons of people coming in. Very, very popular. Honestly, not too bad for a little quick stop.
Well, I did try to go to the mountain today, but unfortunately there was so much construction that both of the entrances that I tried to get up into the Kim Phong Mountain was completely blocked off. And then I took a wrong turn down a road where apparently a military installation was. And as soon as I drove through the gates, they were like, absolutely not, get out of here. And so I hightailed it back and I typed in some random location that was an attraction on the map, and it was the Ha Long Emperor within Hue, which is one of the oldest cities within Vietnam. It originally began in the construction of 1802 with its original surveying, but the absolute beauty of the temple and the mausoleums for the late emperor really ended up being a beautiful sight to see. Tonight, what we have in store is to visit the Hué Da Bang market, which is one of the biggest markets, and I think that there is going to be a little bit of everything. So we're gonna go check that out. Let's get to it. Legitimately is huge. It's like a flea market with anything you possibly could think of.
any types of clothes, any types of kitchen utensils, any types of appliances you could find. They're even selling scooters here in the market. Open types of chili. I mean, the things here are absolutely phenomenal, and I'm seeing so much that kind of reminds me of like lesser flea markets in the United States. Now, I remember one of the larger markets that I was in Thailand for was Chiang Mai, and this almost seems like it trumps it because it seems like it's so packed. It's like a maze of turning stalls and styles, and you never know where you're going to go. You can take any turn and find completely different goods.
I'm just going to leave this rolling because one thing I've noticed about Vietnam is that it seems as though everybody's always trying to sell you something. Obviously, I'm in a market, but they're going to physically stop you while you're walking and try to upsell you on the same old shirts, the same old pants. No Nike, Hong Hong, come on. And obviously, you know, you have a lot of people that are making their money, making a living off of selling these types of products. And so it's very interesting when you're coming into a market like this and you see a lot of the same type of products that's produced and sold by the same types of markets by people all over Vietnam. And to be fair, the quality of these different products are very good. Very good products. Realistically, you can't really beat it because a knockoff Nike is going to have the same quality almost as the real deal. And you're paying maybe a third of the overall cost, if not less, depending on where you go. Honestly, you could just save yourself the money and buy it here in a market like this, which honestly is quite broad. Not bad at all though. Even something like this, North Face is very good, but the quality on here is almost surreal. Like it's not bad whatsoever. Yes, it may not be realistic North Face, but it actually is very nice. And we have a really good selection of bags, handbags, and I mean just the quality of them. I actually would love to use these over time. And if I had known about just saving the money and coming into Vietnam to buy these, I would have a long time ago. Wait, I'm sure you can see now, but I did finish up at the market and I walked around and I had a pretty decent time tonight. But I didn't buy anything because there was nothing really that interests me. When you're traveling around as light as I am with a 40-liter pack, and that's all you bring, you really do become a little bit more weight conscious. If you buy something, you have to carry it. And so I just ended up passing up on a lot of the offers that were made. And I opted in for just putting some food in my stomach. But that's all for this video. Thanks for joining me. Sorry we didn't get to the mountain today, but even I'm disappointed. Hopefully next time when we get to the latest in cave exploration in our next city, we might have a little bit more to show for it. But let's do it.